Okay, we live, guys. We're just waiting on all the transmissions to go through so we can get it going. Waiting on it for it to hit YouTube and Facebook. By the way, we are streaming through YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
So, okay. Oh, here we go. Groups. Boom, boom. Okay. Everybody, come on, come on. We have another situation. DSD dismisses mother's concerns and requests for transparency after 8-year-old daughter is left on bus. This is happening more and more again, but this time we'll have a mother and her lawyer on here. It don't get no better than that. So you ain't worried about it. She got a lawyer. The lawyer is on the screen. Okay? So let's start out with mom. Mom, introduce yourself.
Good afternoon. I'm Angel Simpson,
Okay, and your 8-year-old daughter go from what school?
Lakewood Elementary.
Okay,
In
and what'd you say, mom?
Lakewood Elementary and Dallas Independent School District.
Okay, and then we have her lawyer on here. And can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Janelle Davis.
Okay, now what's going on, y'all?
On May 6th of 2024, I received a message through Power School that my daughter was absent. So when I received it, I immediately reached out to her homeroom teacher, who informed me that she never showed up to class. So I contacted the front office, who told me that the bus had already dropped the children off for the day, and that Anaya did not get off the bus. And so I immediately went into panic because I've already had to bury a child. So instantly I'm in distress thinking, am I going to see her again? What's going on? Because I walked her to the bus and saw her off. So I contacted them again because I needed to see if I could leave my job to go to the campus. When I contacted them again, the office manager at Lakewood Elementary told me that they would not be able to allow me to speak with my daughter. And I told them that I didn't understand why I couldn't speak with her, and I needed to know where were her whereabouts, and they couldn't tell me. So then I made it to the school and I requested to speak with her again. And the office manager informed me that it would be to the teacher's discretion if she was allowed to come down and speak with me, but they were not aware of where she was. Um, I later found out that the bus driver failed to make checks when she dropped the students off, and that my daughter was on the bus asleep.
Mm. So again, that failed to check means he or she didn't go down the aisle and check, basically.
Correct.
So they have doing their work. Okay, uh, Mr. Dale, what you have to say on this?
So we have been trying to work with the district through their grievance process since all this happened in May. Every district has a grievance procedure where parents can file complaints and ask that things be addressed. So we filed a grievance back on May 20th
Right.
of this year and asked for the district to review all their, safety policies and things related to the bus to make sure this kind of thing did not happen again. We asked them to, review and determine if there was any discipline or training that needed to be given to the driver. And then we asked for reimbursement of a few things. For the remainder of that school year, Anaya, Miss Simpson's daughter, was too afraid to get on the bus, understandably. So she drove her to school the rest of the school year. So we asked for reimbursement for mileage and counseling costs that her daughter has now that she's seeing a counselor because of the trauma and everything that happened to her. And then reimbursement for her attorney's fees. And the district has basically just kind of given us the runaround. They took a month to get back to us on our level 1 grievance and said, we'll review our policies, we'll review the empty bus program to make sure that Drivers are doing the appropriate walkthrough, and this doesn't happen again. We're going to provide training to the drivers in their professional development sessions to make sure this doesn't happen again. And then they denied everything else. They offered to do counseling for her daughter at the school, but again, she already had an outside counselor that she's comfortable with and seeing. So we appealed that decision. We appealed to level 2. They denied us at level 2 again, said basically the same thing. And then we filed a level 3 appeal. And then they told us at that level, oh, well, you can't use this process to do what you're trying to do. Since you're trying to get damages and reimbursement, you need to submit this other form through this other website and do it there, which they had never said before. So they basically just kind of jerked us around for 2 months and then told us we needed to go do something else, which we've now done that as well. And we're waiting to hear back from them.
Okay, was the bus driver fired?
Not that we know of, but most of the time they won't tell you that anyway. They'll tell you, it's private personnel information. So we don't know. We don't know if the driver was removed or disciplined or what happened.
See, that's the problem. See, that's another part of the transparency that need to be changed somewhere. Man, let me know if y'all done left my baby, and you can't tell me if they fired or not. I mean, what does it hurt to say yes they fired, no they not? I mean, I don't understand. There's a lot of changes need to be made anyway, and and let me tell y'all something. It's been a lot of inboxes about kids. We just ain't did none of the videos, but it's a lot of people in my inbox saying they kid got left, so somebody need to check something. So I'm telling y'all that now. That's a hello.
It's a systemic issue, unfortunately, and what happens when parents like Miss Simpson and the couple that you interviewed last week with the little 4-year-old girl, right, when they try to get accountability and they try to get justice, they get dismissed, they get the runaround, they get pushed to the side. And nothing ever changes.
It's too much under the rug swept stuff going on. That's one thing. I don't know why. I have yet to understand why there's so much stuff swept under the rug when all you got to do is just make the proper changes and right, get on it. Soon somebody starts saying we go try to keep it private and stuff swept under the rug, automatically that should be a red alert that why we're trying to hide something that could have lost one of these kids' lives. Then, because if a kid like they would be lost over something like this, then all hell go break loose. So why not try to fix it now? Okay.
Well, and Miss Simpson tried to work with the school on her own for a little bit. And why don't you tell them, Angel, just kind of what they did with you, and then once I got involved, how that changed their interactions with you.
So when I was reaching out, I followed my chain of command. I made sure to send emails, and I spoke directly with the principal as well as the supervisor for risk management. I was given the runaround in a sense of everyone kept telling me that I had to go back to a specific department and that they would follow up, but I never got any follow-ups. I tried this for about two weeks or so, and I didn't get any results from that. I also had asked for statements from the bus driver and the office manager, who told me that I would not be allowed to speak with Anaya, and I was denied statements. So after I was denied statements, I went ahead and reached out to an attorney to see what else could be done, because I just felt like they were very dismissive and had no empathy towards me while I was in distress, and did not understand the severity of what type of state that put me in, thinking that I would never see my child again.
Right. Whew. Man. Okay. Yep. Oh, by the way, for people want to know, that is her lawyer on the screen, guys. Okay, I have to make sure I say that so they when we say need a lawyer, the lawyer on the screen, so you know they mean baby. It came with the lawyer. Okay, anything else you want to say?
I would just add, I mean, just for those watching, and there's really a systemic issue. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, our schools, when there is a problem that happens, instead of saying, hey, we dropped the ball here, we are so sorry, here's how we're going to fix it, here's what we're going to do to address it, they do the complete opposite. And they sweep things under the rug, they circle the wagons, they protect themselves, and nothing changes. And I think in this situation in particular, we reached out to you because we saw the story that you did last week on
Right.
the little 4-year-old girl. I mean, same school district, same thing. Bus driver didn't do a walkthrough, which they told us, back in June, we're going to make sure all of our bus drivers get this empty bus program training so that no child is left on a bus again. Well, either that didn't happen, or somebody wasn't paying attention, or what. But something, systemically seems to be going on with the district and with the drivers, and unfortunately, kids keep getting hurt because of it.
So now this is finna be a big thing because it's parents in my inbox, and you said something right. You said something. They supposed to make sure these people, well, these drivers check their school bus for if they, because they did they ever tell you what they're supposed to do? They're supposed to go down every line, right?
Yes.
They talked to Miss Simpson about it. Mm-hmm.
Because
After-
somebody they supposed to do it. Oh, since they talked to you about it, Miss Simpson, tell me what they supposed to do.
Okay, so after each stop where the child is supposed to get off, they're supposed to do a walkthrough and go down and check every single seat. But in my case, and they told me that it was not done, and I was able to review the tape. And when I reviewed the tape, she just dropped them off and she kept going. There was no safety checks done.
Okay.
So.
So you seen now? Okay,
Yes,
so you seen the tape.
Yes, I requested to see the tape, and I requested to get a copy of the tape, and they told me I wouldn't be able to, and then sent me an email with links trying to give me the runaround again on how to get a copy of my own.
They don't, because they know they don't want it to be all over media. That's
They want her to submit a public information request for it. But let me just tell you, when that happens, when a parent submits a public information request, they have 10 days to respond. They typically wait to the last day, and then they ask for clarification, or they give a cost estimate, and they basically just drag it out as long as possible.
Right.
And then a lot of times they will then send a request to the Attorney General's office and say, hey, we don't think we have to turn this over. Can you give us an opinion? And that delays it even more. So parents can wind up waiting months for copies of things that involve their children.
And by that time, it had been got watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying going on. So now let's go. Let's get this over, Miss Simpson. You say that they say they supposed to check twice, right?
Yes.
And you seen the video, and she didn't check nothing.
No, they're supposed to check when they drop them off at school, and they're supposed to check when they get back to the bus barn.
And you say you didn't see nothing, right?
I saw my daughter in distress when she found out that she was off route.
And she ended up going to another school or something? Or?
Yes, she ended up going to J.L. Long. I believe it's a middle school or high school. I'm not sure. She was at the middle school, and other students had already got on. She had already started her route for middle school, so it was already older kids on the bus.
So, okay. So let me get this clear. So that same bus driver had to go pick up the middle school people too?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Okay, so she failed to check. And you know what? That's the same thing really happened to the 4-year-old too. The driver didn't go and check before and after. And that's all you're supposed to do. I wonder what they dropping the ball on that. So that's the problem right there. They not following a procedure. That's the problem. Now,
Right.
if they go DISD, transportation, whatever, they finna have to crack down on that, because before one of these kids end up hurt real bad
Absolutely.
because that 4-year-old was left on there for 7 hours, and
Right.
she's autistic. So just imagine she only, and then now you see what I'm saying. And yours was before this, and it still done came around and happened this school year.
Right.
They should have some kind of strict rule on that, man. That's the number one. Like I
And they
said, like,
told us they were
huh?
going to check, they told us they were going to go through their empty bus program procedures and train all the drivers on them, back in June when we got our first response from them.
See, they done came out their mouth and told them. And then when y'all seen it, they didn't do nothing but trigger y'all, so that's why y'all contacted me, right?
Right.
So they dropped the ball, not showing transparency, and then boom, you see it again, and they still haven't fixed anything.
Correct.
Yep.
See, that's the problem. So so now, what do y'all want to happen?
Well, two things really. One specifically relates to Miss Simpson and her daughter, being, like we said, we've asked for reimbursement for her counseling services. Her daughter has lost a sibling before, and when she woke up on the bus, she thought she'd been kidnapped, and started kind of panicking. And you can see her sitting in the back of the bus praying, on the video. So she's been doing counseling to help deal with the distress and the trauma from the event. So we've asked for reimbursement for her counseling and reimbursement for the attorney's fees Ms. Simpson has paid, and then the mileage for the last couple weeks of school, where she drove her daughter to school every day the rest of the school year because she was too afraid to get on the bus. So we have not asked for a lot for her. And they're basically just, giving us the stiff arm and telling us to go away. And then number two, we want to make sure that they have done what they need to do internally to address their policies and procedures and training of their bus drivers to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't continue to happen. Because like you said, somebody's going to get severely hurt. It's a miracle, thank goodness, that little 4-year-old girl seems to be, from what we saw last week, that she's okay physically. But that very well may not have been the case, so we want to make sure that they're doing what they need to do internally to ensure this doesn't happen to another child.
And Mom, you said you seen that video,
Yeah.
but you don't know if they was fired or not.
No.
But you seen them didn't take care of their business like they supposed to.
On the video.
Yes.
What do you, did I see? Can you ask me again?
I said, you seen the driver not do what he's supposed to. Oh, well, I ain't gonna say he because I don't know. The driver do what they were supposed to.
She failed to check. And the risk management team, they acknowledged that she failed to check. They told me that she would be reprimanded, but they couldn't tell me any details besides that.
And you seen it, so that driver had to get fired. If you seen it, the driver had to get fired because they fired the driver for the 4-year-old so quick, and arrested him. So, that's something that we need to take a look at that. But even if they, you know what, I will come out and watch y'all do the class, or even film y'all do the class if they want to. I don't know if they want to they might be too private for me to come out there. So I'm willing to come out and film the class so people can feel a little more trustworthy with their kids with these drivers, man. So I done put the word out there, so maybe we'll see what happens. So, okay, is there anything else before we end this live?
You want to add anything, Miss Simpson?
I think that's everything on my end.
And I guess I would say, generally speaking, for parents that are facing issues with their child's school, it can be very intimidating. They do give you the runaround. They do, run you in circles and not give you answers, and it gets daunting after a while. But you can fight back. You can stand for what's right. You can seek accountability and justice for your kids when something does happen. And I would encourage any parent out there that's facing a situation like Ms. Simpson or the other parents that you interviewed to continue to, stand for what's right and seek accountability.
Okay. Well, there y'all have it. Well, thank y'all for coming on to Smash the Topic. And we'll see what it do.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.